She came at me like a year ago, and she expressed all these things about a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I listened to everything that she said. I took it all in. Then I went and ran on this motherfucker. Like, yo, whoop-de 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 whoop. They say listen to women. I listened to her and I went and like da-da-da-da-da.
One goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things.
Okay, here goes this other part of it. Here's a part that, unfortunately, men lead with, and it's an extreme, the accountability aspect. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because a piece of the reason why I didn't follow up with her is because in this situation as well, I was privy to information of times where she started shit on him as well. It's like, and I don't want to, and it's so funny when I put it next to the cop allegory of, I don't want to sully her name like how they do like black people, you know what I mean? Oh my God, let's look at all the bad things he did as if he didn't deserve, like as if he deserved his death. I'm not saying you're a bad person so you deserve the abuse. But what I am saying is, like, there's some situations where, like, you know what I mean, it's more cut and dry of, no man, that girl was like, it's all retaliation. And some situations where it's like, man, you're telling me it's all retaliation, but I've seen live that when this motherfucker's being peaceful, you starting shit. And I can't unsee what I've seen.
That's what I'm about to say. Like, you can't unsee what you
unhear what I've heard.
You wanted to talk to me about something?
Yes. You, sir, are a piece of turd mother shitbug cocker. That shit stain on your carpet, that was me. That's right, I made that. And that time that someone broke into your car and smeared crap all over your steering wheel, that was me too. I love to shit in your stuff. And guess what else? That time you drank pee-pee out of your coffee mug, that was also me. And last but not least, I'm f***ing your wife, Claire. Yeah, and she loves it, Tiger.
Now look, mister!
No, you look. Thanks for the raise, boss. Corporate needs that by 5. If you could sign. Thanks.
Now, she put a valid point out there that this person can, like, skew things. Since I'm not in their specific relationship, there's aspects of it that I'll never know, that I'll never understand, that I'll never see, which I have to give her that. You're absolutely right. For all I know, that's why I got to give you, the motherfucker might be a fucking sociopath or might be crazy towards you. And unless we can
pushing all your buttons.
We can stick that there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at no point are you going to take any accountability for anything that you've done. Not in retaliation, because I can't tell you how to retaliate shit.
No, in offense.
And she.
I think that's a fair question.
And she was right, and there was never a spot of ever having her starting shit with him. And
because I think even in our offense, it was through retaliation.
I promise you, bitch. I promise you, there's some people that are coming for me, and when they find you, you'll be on your knees begging to suck my dick. Let me go.
Open that mouth. I said open that mouth.
I didn't want to negate her feelings, her story, and what she was trying to get me to understand.
Right.
But I can't help, it might be my brain, my man brain, I don't know. But just me as a person, I'm logic and I'm very objective.
Right.
So I can't help the 3 sides to the story aspect. So you're telling me, and you're absolutely right, I only know his side of every story. Mm-hmm. And that's wrong. Mm-hmm. There's no way that his side of every story can be completely right. Which is why I will say, you know what? I'm going to accept everything that you say that nigga did that was crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that's right just off the mere fact that I only know his side of the story, right? Mm-hmm. But then when you come with your side, right? You expect me to only believe your side of the story?
That's a little bit out of balance.
Because that's hard for me to do too, because you are my nigga old lady, mm-hmm. and this is my nigga who I feel like I've been since been. So And that's a problem, and it's an issue because a lot of niggas be in a situation where they niggas since been might be an abuser, might be a rapist, might be a motherfucker, and you don't even know. Right. And then you protect this motherfucker and shit, and then the black women on the outside are feeling like, bro, I'm out here, I'm screaming, I need fucking help, and niggas ain't helping them.
To gaslight someone means to manipulate a person into questioning their own sanity. This is seen in abusive relationships, and even after the relationship ends, the effects of gaslighting can still progress. Consequently, it is important to identify such a relationship as soon as possible. Abusive people often act charming in order to extract information from you and use it against you later on. They take note of your vulnerabilities, especially for this reason. The abuser will want to feel like they're better than you and make sure you think that way too. Many abusers think and act as if they know everything about you, right down to your thoughts. If you try to claim otherwise, they will assume you're lying. They may even try to convince you that you're lying to yourself. A person is abusing you, and yet you're the one that's insane? That's basically how it goes in the mind of an abuser. When an abuser does not get their way, even through manipulation, they may become more intense by questioning your sanity. Because of frequent exposure to such comments, you will find yourself questioning your own judgment and may eventually give up completely and just let the other person think for you.
Your nigga might even created a fake story or created a reality for you to believe that the bitch crazy. And then you ride that wave of, the only thing is she crazy, and then you're not even hearing her whatsoever. And I can't lie, that some aspects of that was present in the conversation I had with the girl, but the only caveat I could give is, I've seen certain shit that's not just this nigga tricking me. You know what I mean? I've seen shit where it's like, no, man, you handled this wrong. Like, you did too. You know what I mean? And that's the only part of it that I want to throw in at some point, like when having these conversations, if there's any concession to be made, I need black women to only be honest about if they've ever, because if you've just been bullied and picked on, that's your truth, fine. Yes. But if you be real with yourself and look in the mirror, and if you're also, because that's the thing too, women abuse as well. That's and we can't take, like, we cannot remove that from the conversation. You know what I mean? And I'm mad that I have this bias, but it's because I'm a black man with with my niggas. I've been privy to partners of mine that have been abused by women that did no abuse. And I can't have that experience or have those relationships or unsee what I've seen there.
I suspect in many cases when people hear about men being attacked by women, their first reaction is not to believe it. Their second reaction is probably, well, he probably deserved it.
Well, we do have those reactions, and on our helpline, some men actually complain about that. But we have found that society is gradually changing. Those issues and images are very shocking and surprising that still is out there. But what we do urge is that for everyone to look out for men who are victims of that type of abuse in the same way they rightly would for a woman suffering in that way.
Because this figure is higher than people would think, isn't it? 38% of domestic abuse victims are, in fact, men.
Just a couple of days ago, I was chilling with a friend of mine, woman, and we were just smoking.
Female.
Not female. So we were just chilling out, smoking, whatever, just chopping it up. And we just happened to get on that exact subject. And I told her about the time when one of my exes like punched me in the face, and organically, completely unconsciously, like knee-jerk reaction, she automatically went to basically taking her side, like trying to make a reason why she might have did it. Like,
why you deserve to be hit in the face.
Yeah, well, she was just angry, or like, you know.
Oh, I know she was angry. I felt it.
And blah, blah, blah. Like, she basically
felt across my face.
Made an excuse for it. And I'm like, I hope you noticed what you just did there. Mm-hmm. Because if it would have been a dude hitting a woman, it wouldn't have been none of that. It would have been like, he needs to go to jail.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love.
You ain't even a real man anyway.
when the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears. I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love.
Hi, I'm a random white woman. Did you know that every year over 80,000 innocent black men are neglected, abused, battered, and even malnutritioned by undeserving women? Yes, that's right, even light-skinned black men. Cruelty does not discriminate. But together, we can make a difference.
But here go the issue too, and
he should,
and this is why this is such a delicate topic.
Yes,
she's like that because niggas don't do that for women. Women oftentimes have to believe women in those situations, and oftentimes niggas don't believe women in those situations. So then women have this thing of, no, I gotta ride with the woman because I know most times y'all niggas won't. So even though in your situation,
niggas be lying. Nigga did something, nigga. What did you tell me?
And that's exactly.
And that's trauma. And that's trauma on all sides. There's trauma on her side because she's privy to. Most times niggas don't ride for women in those situations, and trauma on your side of I'm not that person that hurt you because I'm abused too.
Right.
But then
it's like this ugly vicious circle.
Because then it becomes, because this on the slick happened right now in this conversation, and it's on me for it happening. Then it becomes, we're not talking about the main thing we were first talking about.
Yeah.
We hijacked the original conversation, which was protecting black women, to go, damn, but woe is black men. Yeah. And see what I'm saying? And it's that's the cycle too.
Our proud but private bathroom culture is being poisoned by piss culture. What compounds the issue is those who are overly sensitive to the all-encompassing cries for help from those who are faithfully cleaning up when we fuck up. I know. Not all men, but when the funk is spread so wide, women, people fear for their lives. They yell and scream so everyone hears it, not just the offenders. Blanket statements are meant to make sure everyone is covered. You're not a good guy because you didn't violate the floor when it didn't consent. You're not cute or funny, occasionally pissing on the wall. You're not a hero because you appropriately managed to make it in the right hole. Just like shit in a toilet, piss will sit in the pipes until you reach out your hand and flush. You can't just let it sit there. You have to do something about it. I know not all men. Some toilets are automatic. I'm talking about the ones that don't do the right thing. It's bad enough our taxes are paying to protect problematic power pimping pissers. You're actually adding to the problem by not doing anything at all. Constantly yelling, not all men. We know. It's easy to prove not all men by closing your mouth, listening to those who have been faithful to us, and flushing the damn toilet. So for the love of God, don't say not all men, be not all men.
The women are like, man, we know men don't listen to women. And then the men over here is like, yeah, but we know women lie, and that's a fucked up thing to throw out there, but it's a truth. It's a truth that, and even if, and for me, it's a truth that I'm just saying objectively, it's a truth, but I know more times than not, women don't lie. But the fact that it is a truth, you will have a large section of men focusing on that truth more so than the facts. There's truth and there's facts. Some could be true to you, but some things are just a fact that most times a woman is not going to lie about being abused, especially not being assaulted, or raped, none of that. Most times they won't. But niggas will key in on these things, and you got to kind of find a way to, we both got on both sides, got to find a way to communicate better to find a way to heal in a way. You know what I'm saying?
It's an extremely fragile conversation. I don't know exactly how we can have it.
But I think with men it starts with, all right, being aware of, okay, we need to protect you better. What should we do?
Yes.
Our ears are open. Yeah. It's almost like, it's like not doing it, but what about black on black crime today shit?
Black men, we need to take care of black women. Yeah. We need to take care of them. They are our hearts. They are our future. We cannot demonize our own.
Amen.
We are the pillars of the family.
Imagine this, a nation that is set up with individual families that are thriving, that are healthy, that communicate, that raise their children in love, have a better rate of becoming better human beings.
It's like, okay, if we have an issue of men get abused by women, take up that issue separately, but not in defense when a woman comes with, we get abused. And I think that's where the clash happens. It happens there. It happens when you pull out a sword and I felt stabbed. Well, I got a sword too, I'm a stab. And maybe let's not look at these like swords.
One goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things.